I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the strategy room. The Democratic presidential field is narrowing this week as Lincoln Chafee and Jim Webb exit the race for the White House. And Joe Biden says he will not seek the Oval Office. Now, that leaves only three: former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, and frontrunner Hillary Clinton. But after a trying day of testifying in front of the House Benghazi committee, is Clinton still the inevitable nominee? Joining me today with analysis are Nomiki Konst of the Accountability Project and Republican Communications Specialist T.J. McCormack. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Okay, Nomiki, let me start with you because I want to start with Clinton. How do you think she did in her testimony yesterday, and will it affect her campaign?
She's had an incredible week with starting with debate and really going back to her appearances on SNL when she started to do more public appearances, to Joe Biden deciding not to run for office. Her testimony yesterday, for an 11-hour-long testimony, she was composed, she was relatable, she really went into detail about how the Benghazi experience affected her, and I think that's what people wanted to hear, especially since the testimony 2 years ago was spliced and diced and didn't sound too great. She's had a great week, and I think that she's the front runner. I mean, inevitable.
It hasn't affected. Okay,
hasn't affected her.
TJ, what do you think? Because it sounds like, when I watched the testimony yesterday, it seemed as though her basic focus was, be user friendly and don't crack. Yeah. And in that way, did she accomplish her goal?
Yes, she did. And just like her appearance in the debate, she was well rehearsed. And once again, Republicans fumbled. Republicans overreached. They stretched too far, and they dropped it. They were caricatures of what everybody calls a Republican and a conservative. There was a great opportunity to narrow it down. They had some smoking guns indeed. They did have that letter, that email that she sent to her family, telling her family it was a terrorist attack. It was, this was planned, as opposed to, something about a video. They had her there. That would have been, that in and of itself would have been enough to say, look, we caught you lying. You're a liar. This is yet another. And because they did. And
is it relevant? I mean,
it's
if
very
you're
relevant.
Hearing about whether or not it was labeled properly or not, that would have not prevented an attack or in the future by saying, okay, it was caused by the videos, and no, it was a terrorist attack. To be fair, she wasn't sure. It's all in the moment.
She was sure enough to tell her family that it wasn't about a video. And days later, standing in front of flag-draped coffins at Dover Air Force Base, she continued with the charade that it was about a video. And that is that is integrity, and that is credibility, and that is what we're talking about when we're talking about Hillary Clinton. And because Democrats are ready to accept a certain amount of controversy and scandal surrounding their nominee, she's the front runner.
Okay, but let's talk about this. But the Chafee is out, Webb is out, Biden won't run. Who will their supporters then turn to? Is it basically just going
Which
to be
supporters?
The
five.
Their supporters. Will it be Clinton? Will she get all of their supporters, or will they go to Bernie Sanders?
Well, okay.
Who's going to benefit from that?
So, Joe, I think we're really talking about the potential Joe Biden supporters, and I've been very clear that I am one of those people. And I'm trying to deliberate this right now for myself, as well as I think several other Joe Biden supporters. I think Joe Biden will be a big part of Hillary Clinton's campaign because they know she is the inevitable nominee, and she's most likely to win.
She just said on the air when she spoke to the Democratic women that Joe Biden is not done yet. And so that was maybe the hint.
Perhaps. I mean, we don't know what he's going to do. He could take an active role in preventing cancer and cancer research. He could be Secretary of State for all we know. We have her, in her proposed administration. We have no idea what his plans are. All I know is they want to continue the legacy of Obama. They want to continue to do what his plans, whether it's gun reform, cancer research, their foreign policy plans overseas, whether it's there's so many different things. And I think that Bernie Sanders is a stark contrast to that. Yeah. Yes, we want banking reform. Yes, we want to go after Wall Street. But do we want to overhaul entire foreign policy plans? That's a huge step, and I think that would be in the wrong direction.
Well, that would be an interesting question. Will those supporters go to someone like Bernie Sanders? Because he's really the strongest one who can tempt her, but he's so outside of the norm.
Yeah, and Joe is so inside. I mean, look, I'm a fan of Joe for a lot of reasons that people dig Joe because, yes, he's kind of gaffe prone, but he is that aw shucks kind of guy. Blue collar Joe, Mr. Big Labor Joe, and all that. Guy from Scranton. He reminded everybody I'm from Scranton. Anyway, but so yes, he is the establishment in this year of the anti-establishment. A lot of my former left coast neighbors, the libs I left behind in Los Angeles, they're all about Bernie.
Oh, my
and for
gosh.
all of those reasons, they love Bernie. That guy's still raking in
Yeah.
tens of millions of dollars. I think we still have a bit of a showdown. And by the way, not to be cute about it, but the FBI still has yet to finish their investigation.
Right.
This whole thing about the server, there is still some stuff. She's going to be playing this, victory. Right now she's landing on her aircraft carrier saying, mission accomplished. FBI still has to bring.
And I'm not sure it'll even make a difference unless they actually haul her off to jail.
Exactly.
I don't know
And
that
that's
for
really
her
what it would
supporters,
take.
for her supporters. But now let's talk about Martin O'Malley, the governor of Maryland. I mean, he had hoped the debate showing would help him get some traction here. Perhaps it didn't work, but now that the other candidates are out, will he gain some traction? Will he get people, more supporters saying, hey, you know what? Let me take a look at Martin O'Malley.
There will be more time for him in the debate, and he's done a lot of appearances, whether it was playing his guitar on The View or going, all the talk show circuits. He's doing that right now to earn more of the woman vote, to show people how likable he is, because he's incredibly likable, and he's actually on the right side of the issues. I mean, where Hillary's trying to backtrack and reverse her positions on things, he's been right all along, and he's great vice presidential material, perhaps. Maybe he'll run another time in a few years, but the chances of him picking up steam, Hillary has ground forces. She has more so than even Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders could raise $100 million tomorrow, but he doesn't have that.
And that's why Joe didn't get in. I do believe that. I do believe that is why. And when he said the window closed, I think it's because he just doesn't have the people on the ground.
You're right.
All right, we have so much more to talk about.
Yay.
And another time. Thank you so much, Nomiki and T.J. Thank you. And you want to check out foxnews.com for more on the 2016 presidential election. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.